Hello, this is number 2 from explaining what my community will do. In the last video, I touched a little bit on feeling lost. Now, what do I mean by this? Is after you have solved your main problems, well, acknowledge them. You're going to want to hop on the train of what path I should take. And a lot of the time, people don't know what path they should take, create, find. They don't know how to look inside themselves. They don't know how to picture their success. They don't know how to have their success. Everything at that point is very questionable. And my goal is to declutter all of that. So brush all the clouds away out of your head, around your head, and get to the actual fundamentals and of what you actually want to do. So when you feel lost, it pretty much means that I don't know what direction I'm going to take, and I don't know where to start or how to look. Now, what I mean by this is feeling lost and declutterization. You're going to have to try a lot of things, and it might not be pleasant 90% of the time. So I had to go through a whole bunch of different niches and I had to try stuff, a whole bunch of actually what I wanted to do, and I had no help with it. What we are going to do is identify your strengths, weaknesses, what you like doing, but also what you're really, really good at. Because even though you haven't developed a skill or really became good at something, very, very good at something, you still have something that you're naturally good at, but you may not like it, but there's still that one skill. And I want to identify that. Maybe you're good at speaking. All right. Maybe you're good at playing soccer. Maybe you're good at cooking. Maybe you're good at making money online, in which case you don't need my help. But you have some sort of skill that you should take advantage of. And whatever niche you go into, you should be naturally decent at that certain skill. All right, so it shouldn't be, it should be very, very challenging, but it shouldn't be demotivationally discharged. Like, you shouldn't hate doing it every single day over and over and over and over and over again. A lot of people, it's a lot of misconception because I have my work every day and I don't really mind doing it. Even though it's deep work, it's tedious work, I don't mind doing it because it's toward my passion, it's toward my goal. A lot of the times you hear people say, oh, well, this work is going to suck and you're going to have to deal with it. And yes and no. If you truly want something out of your goal that you have, and then the work to make that goal has a reason behind it. And a lot of people don't understand that. They just think hard work gets you paid, and it doesn't. You have to think smarter. You have to actually do something that you're good at, and you have to do it for a while. You have to just go for it and do it for a while. My job is to identify what you are good at and for you to do it for a while. All right, go into one niche, see how it works, and then touch base every single day. Touch base every single day, every week, every month. Even after the program's over, my program's over, I want to keep in touch with you and to see how you're doing with your niche, with all the stuff that you're doing. So after you identify the first problem, whether it's your addictions, whether it's your I can't eat better, whether it's some sort of problem that you have, that main one that makes you go into the community, after that's almost solved or you acknowledge it, the next step is for you to actually transform that energy of doing that task into something else to where it's beneficial to you, it makes you happy, makes you money. All right. That could literally be cooking classes. That could literally be cold calling someone. That could literally be drop shipping. Okay, it could be anything. It could be going to the gym. All right, it could be anything. It has to fundamentally agree with who you are. All right, and you have an idea of who you are in your head, but it may be cluttered by your other problems that I've identified with you previously in the previous month or few weeks or whatever it is. That is the second transition over from identifying your problem. Okay, you have extra energy now. How do I use it? That is the second part of the community, is to pretty much transfer the energy over into something good. It could also just be bettering your relationship with your boyfriend or girlfriend. That's also a huge thing. Like this whole thing is about fundamentally fixing yourself and creating your whole new self. All right, destroying your old self and then creating something from the ashes. That's what my goal is. That's what your goal should be. Because you're going to fail at making a whole bunch of money. You're going to fail at having a great family that you support. You're going to fail at all these things that are important to you if you don't have the skills of actually doing hard work for a long time. And a lot of people just have courses on how to make 10K a month. Yeah, you do need that information, but you also just need to work on yourself. You have to have enough self-discipline to actually do something for like 8 hours a day. You have to have that mindset of, I can do this. You have to believe yourself to be a person worthy of deserving the best. Okay? And if you don't think you deserve the best, then you're never going to make it. And my goal is to have that mindset shift from I'm watching porn every day to I am making something for myself. I'm making a foundation. I'm making a castle for myself. A lot of the times people make these castles and it's filled with depression. It's filled with hatred toward themselves and others, envy, jealousy, and it makes them not change. So you have to be very, very careful of that. You have to build a castle of destroying your ego. You have to build a castle that's forever changing, because you are forever changing. Your circumstances are forever changing. And you have to build a castle around meaningful suffering and meaningful change, because if you don't, you fall into the trap of being just comfortable enough to never change and to be in the same spot you are right now, but you're comfortable surrounded by your hatred and depression. All these feelings make a barrier of comfort in your head, and you have to watch out for that. All right? My job is to identify those things and to make you go back on the corrected path. Pretty much smack that nonsense out of you and to come back to reality and say, this is where you are, accept it, move on. This is where you want to be. Let's backtrack and let's solve these problems and define them and make you great together. That is my goal for you. And like I said, if you can already do these with friends, then that's great. But that is the second part of what my community will bring you, as well as having, a whole bunch of accountability, teachers, coaches like myself that'll teach you along the way of actually doing these things. How do I do this? We can teach you. How do I change? You have to accept your problem. And then you have to backtrack from your goal and where you are now. That's literally how you become successful, is to identify your problems, spark a change, have a goal, backtrack the actions to where you are now, and then you'll fulfill the goal. That is how you will become successful. That's how you will do it. And the psychology of, sharing the pain, believing yourself to be a person of worth, deserving of the best. These mindsets are very, very important to boost your success in the future, near future, within a few months. And that's my goal to give to you.